Hello, it's Friday. Welcome back to Five Things Friday, US edition. Jill, you're alive.
We made it through Big Show.
Oh my God, the biggest of biggest shows. I mean, all the feedback I've had, even today I was on a call, has been really, and these were exhibitors, super positive,
Oh, that's
fantastic show.
wonderful. Yeah, I think it was the energy was high, the weather was great, a lot of things that we're not totally in control of all worked out, but the content was the team did a phenomenal job, really mixing up, having some kind of new brands, some real stalwarts on stage, announcements were made. But I think, the real positive sentiment was holiday was good for retail.
Yeah.
People were rightfully nervous and a little hesitant, but the holidays, most people did well from a business perspective. So bringing that positive momentum into CES had a really positive show, right into Big Show. I think there was that. There was also the fact that really at the end of the day, we've been hearing about AI for feels like a long time, but there was actual examples, right? And people were saying, this is how we're using it and this is what we're doing. So I think people felt like it was really substantive. And at the end of the day, I mean, that's success for my team here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I did a short segment where I would say, what's the one thing that you would take away from the show? And the amount of people that said AI moving from, theory into practice was phenomenal to see. Okay, let's crack on.
Yes.
So we're going to start with an
American tradition.
Yeah, of tradition, right? And I think you said you're also rooting for the Seattle Seahawks.
I think I will. I mean, my true teams are, I'm most part of my life I've lived in Baltimore. So the Ravens, husband's from Chicago, but I grew up in Portland, Oregon, and Seattle was the closest team we had. And, we have so many great members from Seattle. So I'm going to hope that the Seahawks win. No shade to Boston, but they've won quite a few times. So I always like to root for the underdog.
Yeah, the underdog. Well, I'm working at Microsoft. We weren't allowed to support anyone else. We had to buy their merch. So my kids have all got Seahawks. It's fantastic. I'm going to say it's your opportunity to wear that jumper that you said, Daddy, why have you bought me that random jumper?
One day this year you can wear it and be appropriate. It's funny. I mean, the Super Bowl here is obviously it's like almost a national holiday. And in fact, there is a movement of, I don't know if it could ever actually happen, but there's a movement to have the Monday following the Super Bowl. It's always a Sunday evening and it's late. Having the Monday be a national holiday where no one goes to work because everyone's tired or hungover, however, you celebrate. But anyway, I mean, it's a bonanza. It's pretty much the number one television kind of sporting event of the year in the US, even beating the Olympics. So like, for example, last year, Super Bowl in 2025, there were just shy of 130 million viewers, and that's TV and streaming platforms. So 130. And at one time, that's average. At one time, there were 138 million. So 138 million eyeballs are watching these ads, which is why we've selected some of the ones we did.
We have got some corkers. I mean, like, let's get straight into this one. We're going to show you a little snippet of it. Ben Stiller, Benson Boone on Instacart, who are returning back. I mean,
look at this. Oh my God. I mean, I bet anyone does physical comedy at his age the way he does. I mean, it's pretty good.
I mean, but that's Benson Boone's sort of, killer move when he does that somersault off the thing.
Well, Benson Boone is probably 30 years younger than Ben Stiller.
So anyway, you can watch. It's a 3.5-minute video. So I don't know what snippets they're going to use for the Super Bowl, but you'll get to see. I think this is a corker. The other one that you introduced me to this one is. You want to talk us through this?
Yeah, this is a family favorite movie, which if you have young kids, watch with definite filters on. Jurassic Park, it has all the initials, the cast here. Obviously, that something went wrong in the original Jurassic Park. Spoiler alert: the power goes down, and all of the electric gates fail. Well, but if they had Xfinity, these gates wouldn't have failed. The dinosaurs would not have gotten out. People would not have been eaten. The world would have been saved.
We should work for Xfinity.
Right? So, I mean, it's so good. It's such a natural, like, it makes so much sense. Laura Dern, you have all of them, Jeff Goldblum, Sam O'Neill.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, we should have done a spoiler, because now if you're going to watch this, you're going to know what happens. Xfinity saves the day. Spoiler alert.
And it's interesting because a lot of these spots that we pulled up, they are obviously pre-roll. I mean, the Super Bowl is this Sunday in a few days.
Yeah.
So these have all been up and live as teasers. So obviously people are filming way more than 30 seconds that they're showing, during the Super Bowl. But when a 30-second spot goes for about $10 million,
yeah,
you don't have a lot more time. But what's interesting is they have this whole campaign life now, and they have for the past few years, of course, but they have teasers, they're all over social, they're all over all the platforms, the TV, highlight on Sunday night. And then a lot of them still have legs after, like the Dunkings last year with Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, that had legs afterwards. They kept doing dances. They went on talk shows the next day, dressed in character. So it's really fun to see how these brands kind of extend the moment and get so much more out of the 30-second $10 million. And they really broaden it to have, multi-week appeal.
Yeah, I was just who I don't know if this has been linked or not. I thought this was Xfinity's page, but it's not. But anyway,
interesting. Yeah.
I was like, oh, anyway, moving on.
Broke it here first. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it here, folks. Yeah. Moving on, Ring.
Oh, I love this. So, Ring is owned by Amazon. This is actually Amazon's site. So we know we're
safe.
We're safe here. So there's an ad that's going to promote its Ring's AI powered kind of search party feature. Yeah. So it's to find lost dogs. And Ring is going to donate $1 million to help animal shelters get cameras as well. So it's Amazon, but what's interesting is they're leaning into the purpose-driven marketing at real scale, right? I mean, that's a lot of money they're spending. Plus, they're donating $1 million to the shelters. So I think it's tying it to social impact a little bit. I think it'll help maybe people have a little bit more emotional engagement. They're going to think of Ring cameras potentially in new ways than they've thought of them before. So absolutely. I thought this was a unique, it's not just the package delivery or someone on your porch. Like there's other uses. So I thought it was interesting.
Well, I think it's a stroke of genius in terms of turning technology into an emotion, into a feeling. And who doesn't love their dogs, and who's never had that moment where you think you've lost your dog and you're like, oh my God, in your mind through your mind.
Absolutely. I know.
So I think it's a cracking idea. Well done to them, and it's a good cause, a good thing to do. Moving on, another
this is fun. This is a fun one. So Expedia, and I think they've done a really, really good job here of showing their brand in the spot, right? A lot of times you see these clever commercials and you're like, well, who was that for? I saw Ken. I saw, that it was kind of claymation animation, but I don't remember who it was for. So I thought the way Expedia tied their own brand in, the color, branding. So Ken is here. He's going places, and Ken wants to take you on a journey, right? And this was such a behemoth of a movie last summer. Oh my gosh, maybe 2 summers ago, actually.
Yeah.
And, going places with Ken. It's a year-long partnership with Expedia, and they're using him as a brand ambassador to kind of, send him to these far-flung, beautiful places while also branding that they can help you. It's simple. Even a dumb Ken can do it,
Yeah, if Ken can do it, anyone can do it.
That's exactly.
I love it. I mean, Expedia, in terms of staying relevant, I think it's the power of Mattel, number one, right? In terms of the genius of creating the movie, because I remember listening to those folks talking on stage, and it's just another sort of when you think it can't go anywhere else, here you are. Here's another version of something that you didn't even think about going on travel, going on holiday in Ken.
Exactly. I loved it. I thought it was nice. And, if you're familiar with the brand and you're familiar with, Ken, he wasn't the brightest bulb. So to take a technology app, to take travel, to take all of these things that, can be intimidating, and to say, even Ken can do it, though they don't explicitly say that. That maybe
that's our assumption. Maybe
that's their next tagline. There we go. We helped them. I thought it was a cute ad. It's fun. It's colorful. It's different. It's cartoony. It's not, the same as everything else.
So this one, as we call it, football, not soccer.
Slugger. You're technically correct. We
Football,
just have the
that
Super Bowl here.
the other oblong ball that you play with, God, who knows what's happening there. The US is going to be the home of football this year. And I think this is a fantastic, in New Jersey, American dream. Adidas's football-focused store has opened up in preparation. But if I was a retailer, I'd be asking my merchandising team, hey, guys or girls, how football ready are we this year?
Yep. What are you
Because
doing
this is going to
for
be
the
big.
World Cup? Yeah.
Yes.
This store is beautiful, and it's like hits every element. It's all the different teams, it's all the colors, it's modern, but it's also nostalgic. Like I think it looks so. And do you see, there's AstroTurf on part of the store, so you can kick a ball around. Like I think they've done an amazing job here. And your point is really valid. Like, what are people doing if they don't sell jerseys and they don't sell balls? What are you doing to get ready for the World Cup? How are you going to capitalize on it? What we should pull some estimates for what the spend will be in the US. It's going to be unlike any event, probably similar to like a Taylor Swift tour, in terms of the spend in each city, hotels, merch, etc.
Well, I mean, just the ticket prices for the stadium. I was trying to get some tickets, and they were like $1,000 because the stadium had sold out, and these were resale. So they already, I was like thinking it was like $300, and now it's gone to $1,000.
Insane. And our soccer stadiums here are not that big, but I think they're playing in most of the football stadiums, and those are our biggest ones, but they're not even as big as they are in Europe. So I don't know.
I love to say football's coming home. Football in a football stadium.
It's exactly. See, look at that. From the Super Bowl to the World Cup, other football. Like
Exactly.
Beautiful arc today for our 5 Things Friday.
But it's fantastic. Deal with that. Thank you so much. And I look forward to, I think we'll do one more show before we see each other in Germany.
I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Have a lovely week.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.